All right, counter punch boxing. What's going on, YouTube? Okay, look. All right, today I'm gonna make just kind of a laid back video, the aftermath of Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. Now, the last video before the one you're watching now was my immediate reaction. And what I do, man, I make them, I don't edit them. If I say something dumb, I don't care. I leave it, I just leave it going. I don't care. It's my immediate reaction, right? I mean, it's meant to capture like a real moment. So, it's like it's a one shot deal. What you get is what you get. So, but look, today, like I said, now I've had time to process it. I've had time to talk to people and get everyone's opinion, even the biased channels out there. I mean, there's people actually calling it a draw. A couple people said Garcia was robbed. Which we're not even going to get into. I mean, that is just so completely outlandish and ridiculous. I'm not even going to address it because it's just that damn stupid. So, I mean, there's just no way to argue it. So I'm not even going to get into it. But anyway, okay, look, my only criticism, and like I said in my reaction video, I'll make another one and kind of break it down. What I think about the fight and what I think about should happen next, and just everything in between. Now, uh, immediately after I watched the fight a second time, hang on, I'm trying to. I just noticed my phone case was broke. That's great. Uh, After I watched it a second time, it was my own look. My only criticism. I don't want to take anything away from Thurman. My only criticism would be it was a safety first fight. Okay. Um, Hang on. Let me see what pictures I got here. Yeah, it was a safety first fight, right? I mean, he played it safe. Okay, he started out, I think rounds one, two, and three, maybe four. He looked great. I mean, he came out swinging. It kind of, I thought like, damn, we got like another potential Hagler Hearns. Like I immediately thought about Hagler Hearns when the first like 10 seconds of the fight. But then we know he gained a good lead and he kind of skated through. He kind of coasted through. Now I don't like that. I think a champion should finish strong and just fight as hard as they can throughout the entire fight. I mean, you have to take certain calculated risk. Okay. That's pretty much my only criticism I have for Thurman, and eventually these judges are gonna punish him for that. And I mean, it could have been. I mean, actually, it could not have been a robbery if it wasn't just such an I don't call it a mismatch, but if Thurman didn't outclass Garcia like he did, if Garcia could have done a little better, I mean, I could see a robbery. It's just how it is in boxing. They don't like that style of boxing, and to be honest with you, I don't either. Now, it was I think a masterful, beautiful performance by Keith Thurman. But he's got to realize he can only get away with that shit every now and then. He can't go out there every time and do what he did. I mean, he literally ran in circles in round 12. And like I said, look, we keep it real here. Look, I'm never going to tell you guys what I think you want to hear or what I think might get me, more subscribers or more clicks or what the hell ever, because I don't care about that. I mean, I do, but that's not why I give a certain opinion. Okay, I mean, I just simply tell you the truth. I tell you the facts mixed with a little bit of insight, and that's what a YouTube channel should be about. Okay, I mean, it's basically my opinion, right? Now, like I said, I think it was a safety first performance, especially from like round 6 to round 12. It kind of reminded me of Mayweather, and I'd hate to say that, but it did, and I don't like that style. I really don't, and I think that's why, like, if you look at the Lamont Peterson Danny Garcia fight, that's why Lamont Peterson got robbed. Because, and remember, in my prediction video, I said that it's so crazy. I'm telling you, like, I predicted this fight exactly how it went down. I said in my prediction video, I said, look, this is going to look like Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson, but a lot better, but that's going to be the basic blueprint of the fight, and it's exactly what it looked like. Now, as of now, as of then, no rematch. No rematch at all. Now we know that. Now here's the problem I have with the rematch. Okay, I don't know if I even want a rematch. The only reason I would want a rematch is because I think Thurman needs to make a stronger statement. I think that he needs to go out there and knock him out, knock him down, hurt him do something. He needs to make a better statement. Now he did make a statement in the first fight, but I think in a rematch he could knock him out. I mean, he was really close too, actually. And I don't think Danny's power really carries up to welterweight, and I think Thurman's chin can handle Garcia's power just completely fine. So, um, but like I said, you got Angel Garcia running his mouth. I'm gonna play you a video clip in a minute, but Angel running his mouth, right? But what about a Lamont Peterson rematch? What about a Amir Khan rematch? What about a Herrera rematch? Why didn't they give those guys a rematch? It's funny when the shoe's on the other foot, when you're on the other side of the table, the other side of the fence. It's funny how you can quickly contradict yourself, and that's what I don't like about this whole situation. I mean, they're Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia. They're boxers. They're like a father-son team. Like, I want to like them. I want to be a fan. I want to support them. I want to say good things about them, but I can't. I mean, I simply cannot. And it's not. There's nothing biased about that. It's just sticking to the facts, right? I mean, these guys, they, like I said, they contradict themselves. They cherry pick. They get gift decisions. They vacate belts. They run to other divisions, like when they vacated the belt instead of fighting Victor Postal and jumping up and fighting Paulie Malignaggi. Right? I mean, seriously, all these different things. Rod Saka, I mean, had the sanctioning body change his ranking from 87 to 14 just to justify the fight. I mean, that is like corruption. I mean, you have corruption, cherry picking, gift decisions, probably paying off judges. Who knows? And maybe even PEDs. I don't know. I don't want to go there. But you have at least 8 out of the 10 cardinal sins in boxing when it comes to Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia. I mean, they commit all the crimes, even racism. I mean, you got this guy's out, at the last press conference, using that word. I'm not even going to repeat it. Talking about go Trump, pro Trump, all this stuff. I mean, you know, it's up to you to decide if that was racist or not. But even if it wasn't, it was ignorant and inappropriate. I mean, there's no need for that kind of behavior out of a grown ass man. Okay. So I mean, I have a ton of problems with Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia. Now, where do they go after this? Now, this is actually I wrote down some notes about a week ago, or not about a week, a few days ago, and I was kind of thinking like, all right, well, what should Thurman do now? Like, what would be a good move for him? Because you got to remember he had the Sean Porter fight, then the Danny Garcia fight, so he's had like two battles back to back. Now, I kind of thought he should go after the winner of Khan Pacquiao, but now I hear that fight's off. Now I hear Khan Pacquiao's. I mean, it's crazy. They announced Jeff Horn, right? And I think it was even on like BoxRec. It was like pretty official. Then Pacquiao and Khan puts out videos saying, they're no longer negotiating. It's a done deal. We made the fight. They even gave a date, like an tentative date. And next thing we know, Bob Arum puts out a statement that says there's no deal. So I mean, I don't even know. Like I'm gonna. I do know now. I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. And like I said, I do have a couple of contacts at Top Rank Promotion, and I'm gonna call them today and ask them. I have two guys that I can call and get the real story. None of this Google bullshit. I mean, I'll get the real facts for you guys, like we do. Hang on. Okay, so I kind of thought he should go after Khan or Pacquiao, because I mean, of course, I had Manny Pacquiao winning that fight. Hang on, let me change my picture, or my phone will cut off. Okay, don't now look. You got it. Don't you like that? Don't you like it? Come on, now you know it's funny. Okay, so but then, okay, I thought, well, okay, what about Kell Brook and Earl Spence? So, maybe he should go after that. Or, and really look, if he took kind of a keep busy fight for now, then I'd be okay with that too. Because, like I said, he just had two battles. I mean, this reminds me of like the older Manny Pacquiao, when he's like fighting Eric Morales and Barrera and Marquez. I mean, he's going in, he's just going after all the top elite level competition. I mean, this kind of reminds me of that. I mean, this dude's not playing around here, really. I mean, right now he's got what, the WBA and the WBC, yeah, WBC, WBA, I believe, or maybe the W, no, it's WBA, WBC. I mean, he's got two of the four major belts. He needs the WBO and the IBF now. like I said, if he takes the winner of Brook Spence, then he'll have that he'll capture that IBF. I mean, so that's incredible. The dude will have three belts in 1 year. Potentially if it's a late 2017 fight with Brook or Spence. But I don't think they would do it that quick. It'd be awesome if they did, but I don't know. But you never know, man. With Eddie Hearns, if it is Brook, which I think Brook beats Spence right now, so that's kind of my early prediction. I don't want to get into that right now, but yeah, man, I think Brook beats him, but I need to look into it more. But so I could potentially see a Thurman Brook fight coming up for the IBF in the near future. Okay. Uh, so I don't know, man. It's like, I'm sort of thinking, like, where do we go from here? Uh, I wouldn't even mind maybe like a Sean Porter rematch. That wouldn't be too bad either. I thought about that the other day. Actually, I was in my group and we were kind of throwing the idea around. Like what does or where does Thurman go from here? And someone mentioned that they said, well, what about a Porter rematch? And even I think Keith Thurman mentioned that too at the press conference. He said, well, what about a Sean Porter rematch. Now, what I don't like, here's something else. I want to kind of shift gears here. I'm looking at my notes here. I usually write down like 7 or 8 things I want to talk about. Like right here, I wrote down Mayweather compared to Thurman, meaning. Think back in probably 2004, 2005, around like when you had Mayweather and the Demarcus Corley fight, or maybe like the Arturo Gatti fight, right? Castillo in 2012, or even the Oscar De La Hoya fight, which I think that was like 2007, six, something like that. But the earlier 2000s, when you kind of had that Pretty Boy Floyd, right? That's kind of what Keith Thurman reminded me in like the Soto Cross fight. Okay, and around that time period, which wasn't long ago, but it's like he's already evolved into this Money Mayweather type. It's safety first, right? Like your first line of defense is safety, is running, it's using the ring, which is ring generalship, and that's boxing, and I get it, but look, the thing is, and this is coming from a boxer. I am a boxer, and here's what a lot of you people that are listening right now, you don't understand. Like right now, I can't breathe because my nose is broken because I'm a boxer. It's what I do. I get in a ring and I actually put gloves on and punch people in the face and get hit in the face. I'm a boxer. Okay, so I understand using the ring, and I've done it myself. I mean, but every boxer knows, and you can talk to anyone in my gym, and they will all tell you that there is a limit to it. There's kind of a there's a cutoff point between using the ring and running. So we don't want to see running. And like for example, take Arizona Lara. He trains actually right up the road from me with the Charlo twins. I don't know if you guys saw my other video, but I interviewed both of the Charlo brothers, and because they train right here by my house, so I have access to a lot of these guys. So, but I go down to Plex Gym now. Ronnie Shields. I don't know if you remember Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields, former trainer of Mike Tyson. Now he's now training one of the Charlo brothers. The other one got a new coach, and of course, longtime Arizona Lara trainer. Well, I go down to that gym and I watch these guys train and spar, and Lara, he runs. He really does. That's not using the ring. The dude runs. Like when I watch him spar, I mean, it's like you have one guy chasing his ass around the ring all day, and that's just what it is. And he's just pot shotting him the whole time. So what I'm getting at is I don't want Keith Thurman to turn into that Mayweather. That Mayweather past probably, like I said, maybe the Oscar De La Hoya 2007. I don't want him to turn into that safety first, run, run, run. Where you're throwing 19, 20 punches around or whatever. I want to see a good combination, because you can do both. Okay, you kind of play it safe, but you have to take calculated risk, and that's what I didn't see in the Danny Garcia fight. I wanted to see him trade in the pocket a little more. I wanted to see him let his hands go a little more. Take at least, maybe give us a couple of moments, some flurries, like 3 or 4 calculated risks over a 12 round period, more than he did. I mean, 3 or 4 more calculated risks, because there was a couple of times where I felt, Thurman kind of said, "All right, well, let's do it. Let's get in the phone booth and bang it out." So, but that's what I'd like to see. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna get this audio for this is now Angel Garcia. He just put out, basically a statement to the fans, and now he says that he thinks that they got robbed. He thinks Danny won the fight. Look, I understand he's his dad and all that, but a real champion, they know how to take a loss. Now, what they need to say is, look, we know we're better than this. Now, look, if I was the Garcia spokesman, here's what I'd do. I'd walk up, tap the mic, tap, 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 tap. Hello, boxing media. Thank you for showing up today. Look, we're better than this. We know we can do better than this. It just wasn't our night, and we don't feel like we gave the boxing fans what they deserve. We just had an off night, and we want to do it again. We want another shot at the champ. We got nothing but respect for Thurman, and I know the fans would love to see it again, but this time we will be prepared. We're going to fight the right fight, and blah, blah, blah. You take that approach. You don't get out here and whine and cry that, oh, we got robbed, and all he did was run, and he calls them like ponytail. Anyway, listen to the audio. Like I said, this is a message from Angel Garcia, to you guys.
First of all, I want to say thank the fans and the judges. We had a blind seal in the house, so we had an old seal, blind seal. So I want to say is we got a rematch with Ponytail. Ain't gonna be no rock on turn. To me, Danny won the fight. They gave it to the Ponytail. It's cool, but we're getting a rematch. We're gonna tear his ass apart. To the fans, I love y'all. God bless.
Okay. I mean, I'll try to translate because I don't know how well that audio came through. But he's basically saying we got robbed. We're getting the rematch. He said we're getting the rematch. Like maybe it's a done deal. I don't know, or maybe they're already negotiating. But he's calling Keith Thurman Ponytail. He's saying, all Ponytail did was run, and we beat Ponytail. Blah blah blah. And he's saying that the judge. He said we got a blind seal, which I've never heard of that term before. A blind seal. I guess I don't know what is that, like a puppet that just looks the other way. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. It's just some weird ass term that I've never heard of before. And then right after the fight, you got Angel Garcia, calling saying fuck Thurman, and just really he said that the WBC is disgusted in Keith Thurman, and the WBC is disgusted they had to give him the belt and blah blah. No, no, they're not. The WBC is happy because they know Thurman, has the balls to put together good matchups, unlike Danny Garcia. Man, they're probably like popping bottles of champagne, like pop, celebrating right now. As I talk to you, they're probably celebrating that Keith Thurman has that belt and not Danny Garcia. So, for him to say that, the WBC is completely disgusted is just ridiculous. Now, I've made my video a little bit long today. I just wanted, like I said, I wanted to give you guys my overall thoughts after really taking it all in. And one thing I want to end on. Okay, it seems like, I mean, look, I kind of want to address the whole, man, I don't know what we call it, biased reporting. The bullshit YouTube channels. I mean, it's like today's boxing journalists, they're not reporters. It's like they don't offer an unbiased opinion, or they don't just simply report. I mean, they're more. Each article is more of an opinion piece, right? It's not unbiased. It's not saying, okay, look, here's the facts. This is what happened, and I'm going to tell you what happened. It's almost like a document or a documentation of a series of events of what actually took place. I mean, typically they give their opinion. It's an opinion piece, and we all know that certain I'm not going to give names like copyright issues, but certain media groups out there, they lean one way or the other. It's kind of like politics. You're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're left, you're right. You're far left, you're far right, you're something like a right wing nut, or you're a left extremist. Whatever it is you may be. It's kind of the same thing in boxing. You have boxing politics, and a part of the politics are you have a divided media. You kind of have the pro Mayweather media, the pro Pacquiao media, the pro Ward media, the pro Golovkin media, the pro Kovalev media, and the pro, again, Andre Ward media, because that's the only guy they can hang on to right now. But my point I'm trying to get to is we're always going to be fair, right down the middle. I really try not to be biased. I try to give my honest opinion and give you insight, because that's what a YouTube channel is about. You come to a YouTube channel to get someone's opinion and their insight and their knowledge, because I do have a lot of knowledge. I mean, I have probably 20 years under my belt of boxing training, being a journalist, being a writer, being a reporter, covering fights. I mean, I have a lot of experience under my belt, and I'm still currently an active boxer. Now, this is what bothers me about the other channels, okay? You have these other guys, and I've even said before, you don't have to lace them up and get in a ring to be a boxing reporter. But these other guys, I think they should show a little bit of respect for people like me that do get in the ring. I have a record, okay? And I'm going to put some of my fights up on the channel. I debated if I was going to do that or not, but I will. I have a fight coming up in about a month, and I'll put it up on the channel, okay? But my point is, like these other guys, they don't respect people like me, that have been around a long time, and we do have knowledge, and we are respectful, and we try to, get our point out there, in the correct manner, in the right way, and then these other channels, it's just like I listened to this video earlier. I mean, I was just like shaking my head. It was this young kid, right? I'm not gonna mention, and I'm gonna start making like a response video to these people, but it's this young kid, and I mean, he's in there like dogging on who it was Golovkin. He was dogging on Triple G, calling him a bum, saying he's never done this, never done. It's like these guys, they don't have a fucking clue, not a clue what it's like to get in a boxing ring, but they act like they're experts, right? I mean, they act like they wrote the book on boxing, like they know every damn thing there is about boxing, and they are just and they get 99.9999% of their information off of Google. They Google this shit, or they just parrot what they heard from another channel. Now, that's the unique perspective you get from this channel. Is you have a guy with 20 years experience. You have a guy that's intelligent with good insight, that's fair. I'm not biased. Okay, I mean, it's a good collection of things, and I think it makes a good channel. But the question is there an audience for that out there? Is there a need? Is there a want for that out there? I think people typically want that biased reporting. They want to hear someone like me, just tell you exactly what it is you want to hear. So, but that's not, if that's how you are, then this channel is really not for you, because we're always going to just, call it fair, and that's it. And we just stick to the facts, and you can't argue that. But these other channels are really pissing me off, and I don't understand. What I don't understand is they have like this one channel I was watching. My God, he had like 100, I don't know, 90,000 views on this one video, just completely just dogging on Gennady Golovkin. And I watched it, and he didn't say one thing. There was not one intelligent comment, no facts at all. It was just some dude sitting there just dogging on Golovkin. That was it. And then I make a video breaking down Golovkin's career, and hang on, let me get that off here. Just good, insightful, intelligent reporting, and it gets like 100 views. So, who knows? Look, maybe I need to become one of these biased guys and just get on here and start screaming and yelling about these people, and maybe the channel will get a little bit bigger. But look, here's how I look at it, man. This is your channel. If you're listening, it's your channel. So look, subscribe, like, share, because it's your channel. I mean, we can be a megaphone for what you want to say, And another thing, I would love to debate any of these guys anytime, any day, anywhere. I would absolutely love it. So I think I will put out a couple of response videos to kind of counter the ignorance.